So we're gonna do quads, or no, excuse me, hamstrings today. So leg day, but hamstring focused. Last time we did quad focus, so we'll do hamstring movements, a little bit of abductor stuff, just a little bit of detail work. No calves. I did newbie on my calves a couple days ago and they're fucking torched, so we'll do that. Maybe a little bit of glute stuff, a few glute movements, just a full lower body posterior. Warm ups with some single leg curls, and then some sort of squat. I'm thinking probably the hack squat with the back pad, a little bit better on my back, and kind of go from there, figure it out. But feel good today. Starting today on 4-week mini cut. Just looked at body composition, got my body fat tested by DEXA, a little bit higher than I want to be. So want to be overall body fat down, bring visceral fat down. I think about 4 weeks would be good. Get my body composition back to where I want it to go, and then do a hard bulk for probably like 12 weeks, and then start a contest prep, compete probably here in Utah in October, do the October show, and then from there have about 10 weeks until nationals in Irving, Texas. So I've thought about the timeline and just kind of structuring everything. So today's day 1. So for day 1, I'm actually fasting, gonna do a 72-hour fast and a few different things. I don't want to call it really a gut reset, but just kind of kill off a lot of shitty bacteria and offset a lot of the shitty processed food that I've been putting in my body lately. So a lot of people would be like, oh, fasting, like you're gonna burn away muscle tissue and stuff like that. I'm taking enough anabolics that it's gonna be very minimal. Like I'm taking Tren. I just started Tren. Very low dose, nothing crazy. Gonna be putting out like my entire protocol, diet, cardio, training, drug protocol, supplementation, notes, keeping track of metrics like sleep, recovery, all that sort of shit onto a full spreadsheet for the next 8 months, right? So this 4 week is gonna be that 4 week cut where I'm gonna list everything that I'm doing, everything that's going in my body, everything that I'm doing, everything like that. So that way, for me, so I can keep track and see what variables and what levers I kind of need to pull and push. And then as well, keep track of my body fat. So I'll probably do body fat here in another 2 weeks, and then at the 4 week mark, and then kind of go from there via DEXA, because that's the most accurate. But yeah, so today's the start of the 3-day fast, 72 hours. I've only gone, I think the longest I've gone is like 56, so like 2.5 days, and then right back into like 2,500 calories, pretty much like 350-ish protein, about 275 carbs, very low fat. Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. I'm not super concerned about these next 3 days about like losing muscle tissue. A lot of people would like be freaking out about it, but if your training is good enough, you don't overextend yourself, have a fair amount of drugs in your body, you're not going to lose too much muscle tissue. And if you do lose any, it'll come right fucking back. So that's like my thing. I just have a good amount of muscle memory that once the food starts increasing, a lot of that will just come right back in. So basically taking 2 steps backwards, take 3 steps forward. Let's do probably 1 more set here, and then we'll move on to probably the hamstring, or excuse me, the hack squat press. How's that look? Looking good?
Yeah.
Feel good. So my quads are still, I did the newbie on my quads like 3 or 4 days ago and they're fucking torched. So, but this is perfect. So, I mean, with any hamstring movement, like with any sort of hack squat or leg press, you always think about having your feet out high and wide, right? Rather than, you want to hit more quad focus, low, close together, narrow, right? By switching that. Then also kind of a cue I give myself, even with the pressing movement, and it's kind of hard to do, but if you can just minorly make this shift with the pressing movement, as you're coming down, as you're bringing your body down into the movement, you're thinking almost as if you're curling your leg, right? So you're almost driving through that heel and almost thinking about doing like a leg curl, right? It's just that minor, small little cue that you put in your head will activate your hamstrings just a little bit more, help them engage for any sort of pressing movement. So give that a try. Might work, might not. Works for me. So just something to think about. Just one of those small little cues that I've just kind of picked up on my own. bring these hammies up. Hammies could use some work, so hammer on these motherfuckers. This is one of the better hamstring movements because it really, aside from really the other movements, right? This like where you're seated like this, it just locks you into everything. So there's really no cheating, throwing yourself around for extra momentum or anything like that you could do on like the lying leg curl or anything like that. You're so locked in, you're so into this one place, you can't really shift. And so you can only get really, really good, clean reps if you're, you know, going all the way down, squeeze, but all the way up. That's the nice thing, it's hard to cheat with this machine. You can get really, really good contraction. This is probably the best contraction that I can get is on this seated leg curl machine. So if you have one, fucking utilize it. Oh, that was perfect. That was perfect. And so, like you're seeing there, very slow controlled reps, right? Pretty substantial movement on the concentric on the way down, and a good hard squeeze on the hamstrings as hard as possible for a good second, half second to 1 second, and then like 3 second negative, right? Not just with me, but in my opinion, that sort of tempo is going to be the large majority of your tempo with movements that you're going to be wanting to be doing. You know, your working sets, you might have to go a little bit lighter, right? Because you're not going to be able to ego lift with that. But with that, you're going to spend more time in the set total, but also more time in that negative portion that a lot of people forget to incorporate, right? And so we want to think about our, like I said before, our different types of muscle contractions. We have our concentric, right? The squeezing portion, the shortening of the muscle, and then our eccentric, that lengthening, that negative, right? And then isometric, which is just that squeeze, that hold at the bottom. So we want to make sure that we isolate each and every one of those and we maximize each and every one, not just the concentric and then letting it down and resting during that negative, but having that negative be part of the work, right? So if not more, we want to focus on our negative even more so than anything else. But once again, just my opinion, but I think my opinion is pretty fucking valid. I got heavy. Oh, that felt good.
Like the roto? Right? Yeah. And then
Oh, shit, I almost ate shit just now. I got up and my fucking glutes and hammies just almost fucking gave out. Do one more set, so I think that was pretty tough. I'll do one more. These are fucking killing my hammies and glutes. Need to incorporate these a lot. Come on.
is that the most weight you've ever done with that?
I think so. I think I might have done 100s. What is this? 105? Oh yeah, I think so. I think the most I've gone was 100s. Pretty good for no food today. A little bit of Adderall, a little bit of caffeine. You know it's serious when we tuck the shirt in. I just like to wear baggier stuff, and I just don't like it hanging. When we're doing legs, leg day for sure, shirt gets tucked in. I got Crocs on, so you know that fashion isn't #1 in my priority list. I'm pretty torched, so pretty pre-exhausted, so we'll just do some RDLs, hip hinge here, and that'll be it. Like I said, I would regularly finish with calves, but my calves are annihilated for at least another 3 days. 2 sets on the newbie, and my calves are fucking torched. So maybe do a newbie day next week for some content. I'm trying to think, maybe a back day on the newbie, we'll see. Or maybe even arms. Arms would probably be best. Get a good pump. You can kind of see a lot more going on. Yeah, arm day next week. Hook the newbie up to the biceps, triceps, and that'll be relatively easy, like maybe 45 minutes, maybe. fucking torch today. Feel good. Strength feels good. Fucking gas. Guess we've done a fair amount of exercises today. So probably do 2 more sets at this weight and call it a day.
Album number 10, short dogs in the house. Let's get close to the end, y'all.
Anyway, are we recording now?
Yeah,
okay, I need to stop talking.
No, we've been recording the whole time.
Oh fuck, so you got me blackmailed. Cool, so day 1 of my cut, 4-week mini cut. So today I started my fast. So we'll go another, 48 hours. I'll still maintain some training. Tomorrow I'll probably just do an upper body, just full upper body, just enough just to stimulate, not do anything that's gonna cause any muscle breakdown. And then the next day, on my 3rd day of fasting, I won't train at all, just cardio. And then get back to it, what is it, on Saturday, start my food back up. Fairly low calories, but that'll be a good kind of transition in cutting. Gonna keep track of everything, might even get some video footage of all of that sort of process, anything outside of the gym that we do. But yeah, hamstrings was good. I felt surprisingly good, like a lot of energy. Maybe it was the Adderall actually, so that could help. But energy was good, contractions were fucking spot on, strength was there. So we'll just keep hammering away at that, see how I feel in the next few weeks as my calories shoot down pretty low. And then we'll start on our bulk here in about 4 weeks, but we'll keep track of all that. But other than that, like, comment, subscribe, repost, share, all the good shit. Be somewhat, not really, cut that out. Be tolerant to others. Unless, never mind, I'm not gonna say.
Yeah, just stop.
We're just gonna stop. But as always, guys, eat your food, train your muscles, take your drugs, per usual. Till next time.